Hello everyone. The theme of our presentation is family business and transaction exposure. Our group members have 许欣欣、郑旭、于子杰. Connect includes 1. Introduction 2. Little review 3. Methodology 4. Data analysis 5. Summary.
Introduction, research background, purpose, and significance. Take family business quadrant as an example. To conduct a comprehensive analysis of transaction exposure by analyze the degree of transaction exposure focused by the family business, the way the company deal with the transaction risk and factors that may affect its hedging level. This paper reveals new evidence and insights for the role of transaction risk management due to the common political, social, and economic characteristics of the group studies. The results of this study can be generalized to all of group studies. Transaction exposure. In all activities of international enterprises organizations, that is, in the process, results, and expected operating income of their business activities, there are foreign exchange risks caused by exchange rate changes. Transaction exposure management. It refers to the work of grasping the transaction risk status and timely and effective prevention and control. Hedging refers to foreign bank, important traders and personal agents in international investment that are engaged in international transactions if they are expected to receive and pay a certain amount of foreign exchange in the future, in order to avoid changes in loss due to foreign exchange receivables. This is a way to reduce business risks while still profiting from investment. Literature revenue. The literature on exchange rate risk and its risk management process mainly involves three aspects. The first part studies the impact of exchange rate risks, such as transaction and economic risks, and the use of currency derivatives on company value. The second part of the literature investigates the determination of ERE fixed by companies. The third part of the research focuses on the impact of ERE hedging on company performance. In addition, other literature studies family business and open innovation and report that family-controlled companies are more likely to adopt innovative financial and operating strategies. The study conducted research on ERE and ERRM from the literature in different fields, and the results show that the size of the company and the degree of participation in international activities are important determinations of reducing exchange rate risk. In addition, companies described as net important or net exports are more likely to face high levels of ERE. Methodology. Data and samples. Data relating to hedging strategies used by private companies were collected through the questionnaires used and other financial data. For example, company characteristics were collected from published financial statements of listed companies and questionnaire of unlisted companies. The sample included 200 of the largest non-financial private listed and unlisted companies that are members of Private Chamber of Commerce and Industry due to the difficulty in distinguishing between speculative and risk management practices. Financial firms were excluded from the study because the complexity of examining their ERM practicity. Analyze most controlled variable modes. In our research model, the controlled variable mode is used for analysis. Two variables are checked as control variables: company size and business nature. The sample consists of largest 200 quality companies. This value is calculated by taking the average of the total asset of all listed non-financial listed companies. These companies are then divided into 11 categories, from companies with a total value of less than $100 million to companies with a value of more than $1 billion. Each category spans the 100 million range. The second control variable in our model is the nature of industry. The industry effect is usually estimated as the control variable, but dividing companies into industry-based categories. In this study, our samples include manufacturing and sales companies.
Data analysis and findings. Descriptive analysis. Figure 2 shows that most firms do not use large hedging techniques to manage their trading risk. Forward contracts are the only currency derivatives used in Kuwait. This may be due to the non-customizable nature of the forward contracts of foreign exchange. The dependent variable, the degree of involvement in the foreign environment as shown in Figure 1. Kuwait companies tend to import rather than export, and the company's risk is mainly incurred in its financial statements through the input of accounts payable, mainly in foreign currency. Importers in particular face a high level of trade risk. Figure 2 represent the distribution of Kuwait's companies, showing that we have 88 companies, close to 60% of our sample, that are family-owned, and 59 individual companies that account for 40% of the total. Figure 3, the distribution of Kuwait companies in these categories is shown. As the chart shows, most companies fall into the first category between 100 million and 500 million. According to the nature of their business, Kuwait enterprises are classified as manufacturing and marketing companies. Figure 4 shows the distribution of Kuwait companies based on their sectors. It shows that 91 companies, 62%, have between command, and 56 companies are in the industrial sector, representing 38% of the total. Hypothesis testing. Industry group and the level of hedging is significantly positively correlation. There are significant differences in hedging behavior between individual firms and family firms. None of the other independent or control variables reported any significant differences. The first set of coefficients represents the relationship between non-hedges and firms, and none of the variables shows a significant level of influence between non-hedgers and hedgers. In the second set of coefficients, only one firm is a member of the family. The third set of results indicates that the firm is family members of with a high FPTP ratio and is expected to hedge at the maturity level and use currency derived to manage its trading risk. Discussing the correlation results. Check the data. The results show that the residual error is unfirm, and we conclude that we don't need any more variables. Variance inflation factor was calculated to test multiple narrative, and it was found that the independent variable did not have a multiple narrative. A family business group R equals 0.366, and the percentage of foreign purchase in total purchases R equals 0.366, and the percentage of foreign purchase in total purchases FPTP R equals 0.311 show two variables P and IT. The variable significantly related to the hedging level, namely the membership degree of the family business group, is correlated with family planning, but the correlating coefficient is less than 0.75, indicate that there is no multiple narrative problem. Fifth part, conclusion. This paper studies the practice of business transaction risk management, especially the role of family business group in risk management. These results show that private companies do not hedge and contribute to understanding and insight into the theory of exchange rate risk management in the context of developing countries. The hedging level of companies is at an important level. Open innovation in family firms members of seem to be related to the degree of hedging. The regression results show that the hedging level of family firms is significantly different between individual firms and member firms, which indicates that family firms hope to actively deal with transaction risks, more innovative financial stages, and higher hedging levels through this approach. However, the relationship between the influence of family on the exchange rate significant and impact. Most managers of the firm are not able to assess the extent of the transaction risk to which their firm is exposed to exchange rate changes. Financial institutions providing risk management tools must create education for companies to use these tools and how to use them to mitigate the impact of changes in project exchange rates. Audit firms that provide professional advisory services to provide the management with advice on the assessment of transaction risks and proprietary risk management plans. It is business as a member of a family business group. Others can examine this factor in further studies. It is possible to have a hedging instrument. The factors that influence level of hedging in each country and the level at which each country has achieved in managing its trading risk.